HRN listeners. As we celebrate our 15th year, we are deepening our commitment to giving voice to the next generation of food systems storytellers, and we need your help. Our internship and fellowship programs help activate new possibilities for underrepresented and underestimated young people through experiential journalism, audio engineering, and production training. Through these unique programs, HRN helps food equity stewards build essential workforce readiness skills that expand their potential and foster economic mobility. Please consider supporting these critical programs. And with a minimum donation, you can be entered to win a dinner for two at an amazing restaurant in one of 8 cities and tickets to a concert at a great venue in one of those cities. We have incredible partners across the country who have donated, as they also share our passion for helping to educate the next generation of food systems storytellers. Check out heritageradionetwork.org/15 to donate and enter to win today. That's heritageradionetwork.org/15 to donate and enter to win today. And make sure you donate before March 31st. Thank you.
You're listening to Heritage Radio Network. Heritage Radio Network is food radio supported by you. Learn more at heritageradionetwork.org.
Help keep nonprofit food radio on the air and get a limited release HRN t-shirt designed by artist Chema Scandal. When you become an HRN member or renew your existing membership at the $90 level, you'll receive a shirt created exclusively for members as our thank you gift. Don't wait, because this limited edition t-shirt is only available until December 31st. Go to heritageradionetwork.org/donate to support HRN at any level. There's more swag and benefits available for any tax-deductible donation. You can even get your company on the HRN airwaves as a perk of our business membership program. Head to heritageradionetwork.org/donate.
Welcome to the Grape Nation, your weekly wine journey. Our guests are an expert group of wine people. We have asked the best wine people in the business for their holiday champagne recommendations. I'm Sam Ben-Ruby. Stay with us for the Grape Nation on the Heritage Radio Network. We bring wine to the people. We end the year 2022 with our best champagne and bubbly recommendations for the holidays and beyond. We'll first talk to Robin Wright, beverage director, Danny Meyer's Ci Siamo near Hudson Yards. Next, we speak with Yannick Benjamin, proprietor of the newly opened Beaupierre Wine and Spirits in Hell's Kitchen, and also Contento Restaurant in Harlem, along with Heidi Terzin, formerly the beverage director of Gotham Restaurant and co-proprietor of Beaupierre. Then we speak with Aldo Sohm from Le Bernardin and Aldo Sohm Wine Bar in New York City. We talk to Annie Shee, partner at King Restaurant in Soho and the newly opened Jupiter in Rockefeller Center. Finally, we speak with Josh Green, the editor and publisher of Wine and Spirits magazine, from our year-end interview. I'm talking to Robin Wright. Robin's the beverage director at Danny Meyer's restaurant, Ci Siamo in New York City. Robin, the holidays and the new year are upon us. Although everyone should be drinking champagne, which you and I agree year-round, what should we be drinking for the holidays? So I want to ask you a bunch of questions, all right? So the first thing is, I think, what people want to get to. Can you recommend a great value champagne?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, first off, Transatlantic Bubbles offers a lot of great value champagne. Some of my favorite would be Grenier, Corbon. They make a really beautiful Aviz wine. They make 2010 and 2002. 100% Chardonnay. Those wines are beautiful. But my favorite right now is one that I pour by the glass, and I'm like absolutely attached to, just because it offers such great value for quality. And that is Maxime Ponson, who is the son.
Wait, slow down. Maxime?
Yeah. Maxime. So Maxime. He's the son of Pascal Ponson, which is a big Ponsan that you're thinking of.
Right.
He is organic and biodynamic. He's making wines with his brother Camille. His father has passed away, I think, in 2018. So he's essentially making wines in the Petite Montagne region, and he makes a lot of Pinot Meunier based champagne, and he works with Chardonnay and Pinot Noir as well. His wines are just really vibrant and bright. They have structure, they have texture. They're just really everything that I want. And at first I thought that maybe his wines would be more too textural or too creamy or rich for the average champagne palate. But these wines have gone over really, really well with all of our people coming in.
Price-wise, retail, I mean, they're what?
I don't know. I would
50, 60, 70, 80?
Less. Definitely,
Less.
I think.
Okay, that's what
I
I'm
don't
looking
know.
for.
I would assume, but I have never seen, and I think it's just so hard to find, small grower producers in retail shops. I mean, it's so hard.
Right.
Like, I would say you have to go on wine.com or something. I don't know.
Right.
I can never find any.
Which is a good recommendation. Because as much as wine shops want to serve you when they curate stuff, they're not bringing a ton of this stuff.
Not
in.
like the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not like the stuff that we want to drink,
All right, next question. What if we wanted a splurge-worthy champagne? I mean, there's always a handful of names that come up, like Salas and Krug and stuff like that. But what's your take on that?
There's so many, honestly.
A couple. And by listing a couple doesn't rank them or exclude any.
There's one wine that I really like. I love Agripar's wines. I love his entire range, but I really, really like his Avisoise, and I also love his Venus wine, which is actually named after the horse that farms that area. And I love animals, so I just think it's really beautiful.
So if he's
I'm gonna
farming with a
splurge on that
horse,
Venus. That's what I'm splurging on for Christmas.
If he's farming with a horse, is he organic, biodynamic?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just love that he has a reference to his horse.
That's
it's
cool.
beautiful. I'm just an animal lover, so I love that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
All right, last question. You told us what your favorite champagne is, right? Didn't you mention it before?
Yeah, Ponsan.
Right.
Drink it every single day.
All right, so I'm going to be
I try to.
talking to a bunch of people. I'm going to ask you this question. Best temperature to serve champagne. People tend to serve it too cold. Sometimes they forget to chill it. But if you're planning to do it right, and I'm not talking like exact temperature, but what do you...
I think that there's a range of temperature in champagne, and I like to start with very cold, like 55, like the normal champagne temperature that everyone thinks of.
Is that like wine cellar temperature?
That's champagne temperature for sure. And I would say that that's what people think that they need to stick with the entire time. I think you can enjoy the evolution of the wine as it warms up, and I love enjoying that evolution. I never put it back on ice. It's cold when it comes, and it's beautiful, and it's nervy, and it's bright, but then it just slowly warms up, and then you start to get other characters. And I enjoy both of it. I like it super cold. I also like it when it starts to warm up. So I enjoy that.
So I'm with you, except I'm in the camp that I don't mind it warmer because I think the flavors come out and there's a whole different nuance to it.
Oh, absolutely.
But let people, so not too cold, but 55-ish cellar temperature.
55,
and
start
if
at
it warms
55,
up,
and then the acidity is super pronounced, and it gives you that zing that you're looking for when you want to drink champagne. And then it warms up, and then you get the other characters. It's fun to just see the evolution. It's fun.
Perfect. All right, I want to thank Robin Wright. Robin is the beverage director at Ci Siamo in Midtown, actually by Hudson Yards in New York City. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, so
Wait,
I'm back with Robin because I told Robin I sort of led on to the list before, and I wanted to ask her for any non-champagne sparklers, and I end the interview without asking her. So I'm coming back, Robin, to give you a chance to recommend, because not everybody is going to buy champagne or like champagne, or maybe a sparkler would make sense. What's a good holiday sparkler? Can you think of something?
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's actually, I think my favorite one that really blew me away and impressed me, and my Psalms sold it out like immediately, is Luís Pato from Beiras in Portugal.
So, Pato?
Pato.
Luis Pato.
Luis Pato.
From Portugal.
From Beiras. He works with Baga.
Beiras.
B-A-G.
Oh, right, right.
Oh, the region or the
The
grape?
region.
The region is Beiras.
Okay.
Beiras. And then Baga is a grape. And his Spumante Rosé, or Spumante, however they say it in Portuguese, from Portugal, is called Informal or Informal. And that rosé is like incredible. It's really funky, wild, savory. I think it has a nice, really beautiful spice element to it that would be great with richer dishes that you would expect to have. You know, I would also think it would be a great Thanksgiving wine, but you know, we're too late for that. But
Yeah, but Christmas meals
are
similar
spice,
to
flavors.
hams,
Yeah,
turkeys,
exactly.
chickens,
This
and
would
all
be
that.
fantastic with those dishes. So.
Is it somewhat readily available?
I would say so.
It's not like a culty thing that's impossible to find?
My friend Louis, he started an importing company called GK Wine Imports, and he's importing.
bringing it in?
He's bringing in Luis Pato.
So
and
it'll
Luis
be-
Pato is classic from
It'll be
Portugal.
at interesting retailers.
Yeah,
around the
absolutely.
area.
And it should
People
be
that-
really affordable too. I would assume it's like under 20 retail.
Okay.
For our list, it was like $60 on the list. That's
That-
very cheap for
That
sparkling
is a
wine
great
list.
reco, and that's why
Yeah.
I ask people
That's
like
my
you to
favorite,
make
yeah.
those recos. So
Yeah.
I will also post all these on our social media. Thank you
Yeah.
again, Robin.
Of course. Thank you.
I'm at Beaupierre Wine and Spirits in Hell's Kitchen, New York City with Yannick Benjamin and Heidi Terzin. Yannick is the proprietor of Beaupierre and the critically acclaimed Contento restaurant in Harlem. Heidi's the former beverage director at Gotham Restaurant and is co-proprietor here at Beaupierre. I am lucky to have both of you together. So I want to ask you guys a bunch of questions about some holiday drinking, points more towards sparkly. So give me your take on this. So the first question is, can you recommend a great value champagne?
Yeah, I think the Gosset Grand Reserve offers a great value. You're able to get a complex champagne coming from the Champagne region using all three of the grapes. It has a nice mouthfeel. It's full-bodied, and it really gives you everything you're looking for a champagne at a nice value.
And you're selling it here for 55,
That's
which is
correct.
exactly the range I wanted. I realize we don't have to do two each, but do you have one?
No, but I mean, for me, I think the one that really over delivers right now, it's obviously a little bit more, but the Frederic Savard L'Ouverture, I mean, I think this guy is unbelievable. He's completely killing it. This is a grower champagne. It retails here at $67, and I understand that prices for champagne are quite high, but when we talk about what's relevant, I think this is just really crushes it.
I don't think you can go wrong with Gosset and Savard.
No,
All
absolutely
right,
not.
so those are good ones. All right, just because you're a retailer, and I'm talking to Sams and other wine people, you've only been open, a month? What's been the best-selling champagne, or what do people seem to be asking about?
We've had a mix of different requests, but I would definitely say that people are very much interested in family-owned, small production champagne for sure. That's the thing, grower champagne initially.
So you're indicating that your customer is sort of a
yes,
informed consumer to know, you got any good grower
yes,
interesting
for sure.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I have not gotten any people asking for big brands.
Like
Yeah.
Veuve Clicquot or
Yeah,
any-
I mean
All
all
right.
good stuff, but just have not.
Yeah,
right.
right.
So to that point, do you think people are making the trip because they know you opened a place, or it's a little of both? People from the neighborhood are just buying? Because if they know you opened a place, they know that
Right.
you're going to curate good stuff.
I think that people are coming here because there's a story behind the place. I think very rarely, you're seeing more and more of it, but actually wine stores that are being operated by people that have experience with wine. That's their passion. That's their love. They're not just opening up a wine or liquor store.
Right. It's a passion thing
Yes.
with a curation behind
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
which is great for the consumer.
for sure.
All right, next question. Heidi. Splurge-worthy champagne.
Splurge
If you
worthy.
wanted to get one of the ones you recommended and then get a baller bottle, what's a good splurge-worthy?
Christophe Mignon is an excellent champagne.
Mignon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christophe Mignon. Okay.
He's a great grower champagne. Super small production, really tasty. we went to visit him the past year, and he's doing Pinot Meunier, and it's super complex.
Is
and
that
interesting.
100% Pinot
Yeah.
Meunier?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really interesting, but it's a great wine. So he's one of my favorite producers. So that's definitely splurge worthy.
That's not that crazy though.
Yeah.
No, $1.15.
A buck 15's not, and we only got, I think, of this wine, maybe 6 bottles allocated to us.
That's it.
So that's it,
Yeah,
So
it's not
I mean,
easy to get.
and I think, you know, when it's done correctly, Meunier in Champagne is absolutely unbelievable. It's
I
got
agree with
texture.
that. I agree with that. All right, so we both agree on the Mignon, right?
Yep.
All right, so there are people that want champagne. Some people maybe can't afford it, and some people are looking for something interesting. So, can you think of any non-champagne sparklers we should consider?
For myself, definitely the one that I've been really excited about. There was a sample bottle of this dropped off a couple of months ago, and I just fell in love with it. It's Marie de Louvois. It's a Carte Noire, so Marie de Louvois.
So Delouvoi, Marie de Louvois.
3 words.
I don't
Marie
have the pronunciation
No,
for
no.
that.
But Carte Noire, and this is 100% Pinot Noir, and this is a Cremant de Bourgogne. It's actually right on the border of Champagne, so it has the same terroir, pretty much the same microclimate, and that's 100% pure Pinot Noir, Blanc de Noir. And boy, does it have minerality, precision. It is delicious. It's $32, and this is something that I just go through so much, and I'm so proud to have this here.
So what I find interesting is somebody dropped this off, you tasted and you loved it?
Yes.
Did you know about this before?
Never heard
This
it.
just like popped into your life?
Yes.
You fell in love with it and
Yes.
now that's a great story, right?
No, it was basically a couple of bottles.
And it's a great value, right?
It's a great value.
Quality to price.
Yeah, no, we've been killing it. We've sold a lot of.
Yeah.
I actually just did a very good friend's wedding, and they bought a bunch of cases of this stuff. I'm talking about like 15 cases.
Heidi, you have any suggestions or you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I also like the Perregaux and Richard, Cremant de Bourgogne. So this is coming from Burgundy as well. The grapes.
Is Perregaux the producer?
Yes.
That's right.
Parigot,
Yeah.
Perregaux monochrome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Tell
this
me
is a
more.
Cremant coming from Burgundy. It's all coming from the village of Savigny-le-Bon. 100% Pinot Noir. They are able to do other blends there, but they this particular wine is 100% Pinot Noir, and it's traditional method, and it spends about I think up to 36 months on its lees before it's disgorged. And so I think this is a really nice alternative to a rosé champagne. It's priced at $32 and it's super tasty.
I was going to say, it looks like a rosé.
Yeah.
Yannick, when you open this is not a rosé.
No,
it's
it's
clear.
it's a clear.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
white, Blanc de Noir. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Those are great suggestions. It's funny, they're both Pinot Noir. All right, last question, and I think people fumble over this. And it's what glasses are best to serve champagne in. I think everyone is conditioned to
Yes.
flutes.
Yes.
There's two things. People are conditioned to flutes, and they're conditioned to champagne as a celebratory.
Yes.
You should drink it all the time.
Yes.
And when you drink it, what should you drink it in?
Well, the champagne flutes for someone like myself is not very nose accessible because I have a very big nose. You know what I mean?
Not that
So,
Hey, your ego's a lot bigger.
Oh my god.
no, but I think, you know, I mean, I have glasses over at Contento, the Gabrielle glass. I think it's the perfect glass, you know, something like an all-purpose glass. I don't think you need to go further than that. I mean, it really brings out the aromas and all that kind of stuff.
So, to that point, one of the reasons you do that is you want the opening to be bigger than a flute, right?
Yeah, I think when you're dealing
And why?
when you're dealing with terroir-driven champagnes, like Frederic Savard, for example, you know, it's giving you complex juice. It's not just about the bubbles. It's about more that's going on, and you want to really taste the terroir and the vintage. So having it in a wider glass allows it to open up and to really allow it to be expressed.
I agree. So get rid of those flutes. All right. I think you guys have been very helpful to us for the holiday
Thank
season. I want to thank Yannick, Benjamin, and Heidi
Thank you.
Curzon from Contento up in Harlem, and Beaupierre, the newly opened Beaupierre Wine and Spirits. We're exactly on 10th between 46th and 47th, right?
Exactamundo.
The beautiful thing here is pretty much any time Heidi and Yannick are going to be here, one or the other or both.
Yeah.
So it's a great place to come by and stock up on your holiday wines and champagne. So thank you again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm talking with Aldo Sohm, the wine guru at the legendary Le Bernardin and Aldo Sohm Wine Bar in New York City. The reason I say wine guru is I'm not sure beyond that there's the right title for you. So I've given you the wine guru.
I'm just a regular sommelier. That's
there
it.
You go, there you go. Who walks around with a Tastavan all day?
A regular sommelier.
Yeah, true. You're right. All right. So Aldo, I want to take advantage of your expertise for the holidays, and I want to focus towards champagne mostly. So the first question I want to ask you is, can you recommend a great value champagne for the holidays?
Absolutely. Probably one of my favorites right now is from La Herte Frère, the Ultra Edition. It's really delicious.
And it's priced.
Yeah, it's not crazy, and it's a little bit, it's a grower, but
Right.
a really great grower.
Right.
And
Tell people quickly what a grower is.
a grower is quite the opposite of a house. A house owns land, but they also, given their size, they purchase grapes, and they have a style of the house, right? And that stays over a couple of years or decades the same. A grower is quite the opposite. It's like when we go to Union Square, go to the market, right? That farmer farms often biodynamically. Organically, and is much smaller in size and varies as a result quite a bit. And I want to experience this in wine. There's a beauty in difference in the vintages.
Right. It's less house formulaic.
I mean,
not that those houses.
Both have their rights and their place.
Or Krug, they make some, wonderful wines. All right. So the next question, it sort of segues into the obvious follow-up to that. If you wanted a splurge-worthy champagne, if you wanted to spend money, what do you go out and buy?
Money is not a problem.
No.
Okay.
Especially from you.
Yeah, right. I still have to go to work.
I mean your body of knowledge, what you taste.
I'm a huge fan of Cristal, Röderer Cristal. I happen to love that champagne. I like the philosophy. I love the people behind it. And even if you just go to the Röderer collection, the 242, even if you don't splurge that high, I think it's an absolutely delicious champagne. It negates exactly that rivalry between house and
I was just going to say
grower.
And they're one of the big houses that's biodynamic.
Also,
for
yeah.
many years.
I mean, they're small among.
but bigger than a grower.
But they're super respected. I love Jean-Baptiste Le Crayon, the cellar master, what he does, and the philosophy and how dedicated he is.
Yeah.
And you can taste this immediately.
I agree with you. I mean, that's a great example. It's accessible. It's wonderful. It's always good. Because you're sort of in restaurant retail, let's take the wine bar. What these days is the most popular champagne?
Rita Germain's La Caravelle.
Really?
It just fits the bill, first of all.
So we love Rita.
We love,
We're
who
happy
doesn't?
that she's still making her champagne.
Yeah.
It sells well.
It sells well. It tastes well, there's so many check boxes.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That's a nice answer, I didn't ask this to everyone. I'm asking it to you because, this is arguably one of the finest restaurants in the world. And you, as I said, are the wine guru. What's the greatest champagne and food pairing?
The greatest champagne in food pairing?
Yeah. What's the best champagne and food pairing? And then what's your favorite champagne and food pairing?
I would have a hard time to answer that question because it becomes all really context driven. Because there is no such. It's like looking for what is your favorite dish. Right, that would change. Is it in the winter? Is it in summer? Are the strawberries in season? If it's a strawberry dish or not?
It's a seasonal thing.
It's a seasonal
you can
thing.
have a gorgeous piece of fish. The sauce on it may change how you pair it.
100%.
Yeah.
Or if it even just a preparation.
So then, what's the advice? Drink whatever you want with whatever you want.
It's probably, if you want to stick on the safe side, go on a brut version of champagne, and maybe not go on nature, brut nature. Meaning because then they become more austere.
Right.
The moment you have a little bit of residual sugar, a little bit of dosage, you have a little bit more wiggle room to navigate. Right. Then the more extreme you go, the more specific it gets and the more dialed in it gets. I love them. Don't make me. It's context driven, but if you ask a free range,
See, I think it's fair. I mean, I think, every question doesn't have that exact answer. And like I said, who knows this better than you? The answer is very tough.
if it's on a general note, I stick on the safe side, and I'm gonna be fine.
I'm all for that. All right. So, is there any other sparkler besides champagne that's exciting you now that we should be drinking for the holidays?
To be actually very honest, and then my answer might sound a little bit biased, and I have a second answer for that too. Actually, this year's with my sommeliers, I tasted some Austrian sparkling wines from Leumer, and actually they were blown away how delicious they were. And again, they're regular sparkling wines from Austria, but
Because you're Austrian?
yeah, but obviously no, but it,
I'd say in the last 5 years, the recognition of those wines into the Burgenland plus
Yeah.
Leuenberg, Ried, all those.
No, but I looked at my team and they have no Austria connection. So I looked at that and I saw how they responded. And I said, wow, this is actually impressive. And if he didn't let me go by with the Austrian answer, I actually like Crémant de Jura from Tissot. It's absolutely delicious. And it's really, really good. You don't have to go necessarily jump always into champagne.
Those are great.
Right?
ones. And I didn't mention, but we're also going to post these on social media so people, can see them. Plus, the podcast.
There's actually a domestic sparkling wine I actually like
Which?
quite a bit. It's from Wenzlau.
WENC.
Yes, they're down actually in Santa Rita Hills, and
They're making a good sparkling?
yeah,
What's the grape?
it's Pinot and Chardonnay.
Oh,
It's
wow.
really tasty.
Wow. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear recommendations. All right, final question, and I'm going to let you go. And we discussed this a little before. When you pour a glass of champagne, what's the right pour? And I had asked you this off air, is it a third, a quarter, half? And you said, well, what kind of glass? So answer the question completely.
Well, we still are in this time era where people say, I stopped or wine glass. Look, we're in this kind of strange in between times where people still are attached to the flutes, and if they're attached to the flutes, then so it is, right? So I say there, listen, put the 3 ounces in, no more than that, right? Then you don't, because you want to have the champagne always, chilled and fresh. It's no problem to pour from the bottle, right? But once the champagne is stale, it's stale. Right? That's one. And in the wine glass, I do probably the same because each wine glass varies a little bit, right? I'm obviously very Zalto, attached because of also my ambassadorship to them. But even there, I play around. With it's the white wine glass, no more than 3 ounces. I like the freshness. I like that kind of component.
So if you're using a flute, you're saying 3 ounces. You're also saying it's okay and encouraged to use a wine glass because you like that bigger opening to let the aromas in and out. And even for that, and those glasses vary. A Zalto's different than a
Correct.
Riedel or whatever.
Look, champagne is one of the
3
most
ounces.
sensitive wines you find.
So you just don't pour away too much too little.
No, it's.
All right.
I give you maybe a little bit of a more rustic example. When I drink beer, I'd never order a liter. Or if you go to Oktoberfest, you get the big mug, right? They become too stale too quickly, right? That's why when you go to the town of Cologne, you order the traditional Kolsch, right?
Just drink a lot of it.
Because they're little, but they're fresh and crisp,
That's,
right? And that keeps you animated to drink.
That's important, and that's actually a good tip because if you're drinking champagne, you want it to be fresh. You want it to hold a little of that chill. I mean,
Correct.
I don't mind it when it warms up a little because the flavors come out. But most people want, a little temperature to it. All right, those are all great answers. I want to thank you, Aldo Sohm, Aldo from Le Bernardine and Aldo Sohm Wine Bar right here in the center of Manhattan in New York City. Aldo, thank you and have a great holiday.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
I'm here with Annie Shih. Annie is a partner at King Restaurant and the new Jupiter Restaurant in Rockefeller Center. We're actually sitting at Jupiter. Congrats on Jupiter.
Thank you.
How long have you been open? I know it's not a long time.
We are at the beginning of week 4. We opened Thanksgiving week, so
Wow.
not much time.
That's crazy. I know you said it's a crazy time of the year, but it's a good time of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked in this neighborhood for a long time. This is like ground zero for like tourism and activity.
It definitely gets you in the holiday spirit.
Yeah,
That's for
you
sure.
got the tree outside. All right, Annie, so I need your help for some holiday champagne records. I'm
Okay.
reaching out to the experts, and I want to get their take on what we should be drinking. So first question is, can you recommend a great value champagne for the holidays? Something
Yes.
accessible,
Yeah.
reasonable. I'm not saying cheap or expensive, I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think with recent vintages, it's hard to find champagne, I would say under $50, $40
Okay,
these
that's
days.
what I figured.
But two that come to mind, one is a perennial favorite that always just delivers more like bang for its buck, is the Charton Taille Saint Anne. That is
So
the
it's
favorite.
the Charton Taille, but the Saint Anne.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the cuvee. That's their entry level, and
Okay.
it's absolutely delicious. And I think really over delivers on its price point. And that you can find pretty easily. I
Right.
would say like
At
Astor
a
or
good, better,
Yeah, exactly.
wine shop or whatever.
And then something that is a little newer to us is Champagne Ponson, a smaller grower champagne that is also very reasonably priced. I think you'd have to seek this one out a little bit more, but it is absolutely delicious.
Is it Ponson?
Yeah,
You're the
it's
second
the.
person today to recommend
Oh,
it,
really?
So it must be good.
We are pouring it right now
To
at
buy the
Jupiter.
glass thing? Okay.
Yeah. And it's such a pleasure to discover, at this point, newer producers who are making great entry-level champagnes, because it is getting very difficult.
Is Ponson considered a grower?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so those are great ones, and I
Yeah.
didn't mention, but we post on our social media,
Yeah.
so people, besides hearing the podcast,
Yeah,
we'll put
Maxime
it out there.
Ponson is at the flagship of Ponson, and
Right.
organic farming, all that good stuff. They're
Right.
really great.
All right, this should be a fun one for you. How about a splurge-worthy champagne? What if money's no object? You're a baller.
That
You
is
got
a tough
dinner
one.
with a rich friend.
Yeah. My favorite all-time champagne producer is Cedric Bouchard. And those wines, talk about hard to find these days.
So hard to find and expensive.
Yeah, and they're-
expensive because they're hard to find too.
Yeah, and with the past couple of vintages being what they were, less quantity being available as well. So we've seen the price go up and the quantity dropped, which is always challenging, but he makes some of the most energetic, vibrant champagnes out there.
Can you find them sometimes?
You can. They come out in the fall, and there are certain retail shops that do carry them. I know Leon and Son had some, Astor Wine had some, all the usual suspects, but they get snatched up real fast.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know if this question is redundant, but your favorite champagne? Is it the Bouchard or
It is Bouchard. I just got married in the fall, and we
Okay.
drank Bouchard to start on both days of the wedding, because we got to visit.
If not then, when?
Yeah, exactly. And we drank it with some age, which is always really special. Another producer that is a little easier to find, but really still fantastic, is Pierre Bayet.
Spell Bayet.
Baillette. It's now run by Perrine Bayet, the daughter, and there's one particular bottling that I love, which is called the Coeur de Cray. It's a Blanc de Noir, and it's delicious, creamy, lovely dark fruit. I'm a Blanc de Noir drinker, so I always look for that category.
When you, for my listeners, when you say Blanc de Noir, is that mostly or predominantly Pinot Meunier or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. It's usually a blend of Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier.
Okay.
You're seeing more and more Pinot Meunier these days, actually, because that grape has become increasingly popular. It was kind of a more neglected grape of the three in Champagne.
It's having
It's having its moment. Yeah.
So, is there any Chardonnay in this? one
No,
you're talking about?
no.
So that's why.
yeah, Blanc de Noir, 100%
Very cool.
Pinot Noir Meunier.
All right, that's a good one. All right, any other non-champagne sparklers that are exciting you, or we should be looking for?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want champagne. Maybe you don't have the money. There may be
Yeah,
better
of course.
values.
I mean, I would say Cremants from the Loire are always great value. Obviously, for the Jupiter opening, we recently have done a little bit of a deep dive into Italian sparkling, and one that we really love is the Donati Sparkling Trebbiano from Emilia-Romagna. And that is a little more on the natural side, but absolutely delicious and like has enough acidity to be food friendly. We love it here. Yeah.
We had dinner at King not that long ago. We had a sparkling rosé Lambrusco.
Yes.
It was lighter.
Yes.
It was delicious though. I mean, Lambrusco, you think red, fizzy, dark.
But in that same kind of vein, there's this resurgence of Lambrusco producers who want to make, what they're calling like real wine and not just like the dark red sweet stuff. And you probably, it was Terra Vive is the producer.
I think so. I have a bottle.
Incredible acidity on it, really nice mousse, and fantastic.
Yeah. My wife
That's a great bottle, actually.
Yeah. And that's why you go to places like Jupiter and King, because you curate these great wines. So it's not a coincidence. All right, last question. This is a work night, so I have to let you know. Technical question. How many pours should you get out of a bottle? So I asked other guests what type of glass. Everyone's moving away from the flute to a more open wine glass. But if you like a flute, use a flute. Just great. But how many pours should you get out of a bottle? What is the pour about? And maybe there's no exact answer, but how do you answer it?
So I would say there is no exact answer. Typically, you get 5 pours out of a 750 milliliter bottle of wine. That's around 5 ounces per glass. I would say for champagne, you can get easily 6 to 8.
So you can go
a little
5 to
lighter.
Like 3.5.
Yeah, I would pour like a little less than 5. I mean, I think for good reason, the bubbles last longer, but also I find that I like to top up champagne so that it always has that nice, like, creamy mousse on top. And also, we typically in restaurants see champagne as a start to the meal, and amongst certain wine friends as an end to the meal, as almost a palate cleanser, and so it typically isn't that full pour. But I would pour, ideally, 6 glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to be around for the holidays, or because you opened, you're on a crazy schedule?
I'm on a crazy schedule. I will be around this holiday season.
Okay.
We didn't plan a whole lot because with Jupiter opening,
You took a 9-week honeymoon or something. Right?
I took a week and a half honeymoon.
It seemed like 2 weeks, but
It
why am I
felt
even
like
bringing that up?
9 weeks
Good for
because
you.
it was that relaxing.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, I want to thank Annie Shih. Annie is one of the principals at King downtown in Soho and the brand new Jupiter and Rockefeller Center. Thank you, Annie, and happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Just talk to me about champagne for a second. We can all drink Salas and, be ballers, but if you want to drink champagne as a treat, but not spend a ton of money, where do we go with that? Is that, some growers that are not, super famous? Is it the Roederer? We did Roederer last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're biodynamic. They're reasonable. Is that still a place to stay?
I think Roederer vintage wines are a steal. They're such great wines, and they're not horribly expensive. They're not cheap. It's not cheap to buy these wines by any means.
No, but for what you're getting,
you're getting a great wine for the price of what you would otherwise get a good wine for.
And that numbered series. I forgot what we drank last year.
I think it was 242.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's up a few since then or whatever. That's
I think they're on 243 now. Yeah.
If you have a question, suggestion, wine happening, or event, hit me up at sam@thegrapenation.com. That's sam@thegrapenation.com. Subscribe to the Grape Nation podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you get your pods. Leave a review if you like the podcast. And thank you for that. Follow us on Instagram at SBenRuby and on Twitter at BenRuby. I know it's confusing, but you can always use the hashtag The Grape Nation to find us on both. We are on Facebook at The Grape Nation. I will post everyone's recommendations on our social media sites. Thank you to everyone that joined us for this show. Robin Wright, Yannick Benjamin, Heidi Terzin, Aldo Sohm, Annie Shee, and Josh Green. Thank you to our engineers at the Heritage Radio Network. I'm Sam Benrubi, and you've been listening to The Grape Nation.